This is a great looking $1,300 stainless steel unitank. But wait, if you take a closer look at it, it has parts made of plastic, so you think this is not for me because plastic is bad for your beer anyways, right? Well, if it was, thousands of homebrewers around the world would craft bad beverages. But still, why the hell would you buy a unitank for $1,300 if there's plastic parts touching your beer? And what is the difference to its $400 more expensive brother? After watching this video, you'll be surprised what actually sets the Brewtools F40 Unitank Light apart. As always, Brewtools sends their stuff in custom-made boxes that even have handles on them, to make carrying this 88 pound or 40 kilogram package up into the second floor a lot easier. And there's another cool hack when it comes to unboxing this. After getting the top laying cushion removed, you don't have to lift the tank to get it out of the box. You simply grab the handles of the box and boom, there she is.
Oh wow!
As you can hear, I was already impressed. I really love the matte finish of the Pure Blast surface. I found this in the package.
So you also find a free Norwegian language lesson right here, so give it a go if you want.
Before we continue with the unboxing, what is now the difference between the Light and the real deal? The body is the same, it has the same amount of ports, the same finish and the same adjustable legs. Maybe it is the accessories what tells them apart. Let's find out.
So as you can see in the frame here, there are a lot of parts. I mean, that's just the light version after all, but well, we still are figuring that one out, what it actually means.
Alright, let's see the standard accessories, and there's quite a bit to unwrap. Next to all necessary tri-clamps, blind caps and a huge amount of gaskets, you find two POK butterfly valves, a racking arm, a 34mm PRV and a pressure gauge, a stainless steel elbow and last but not least a sampling valve. Moving forward, I flip the tank upside down and adjust the legs to my desired height, as well as attaching the feet. Here comes a very neat tool handy, that is also included in the package.
So the cool part about this tool, as my buddy Josh just told me, there's actually a bottle opener involved, which I will just try out with this Canadian lager because I don't got any bottle lager around, so cheers.
Now all there is left to do is to install the standard accessories to reveal the difference between the Light and the regular. I go through this really quick, but basically you start with the elbow and the lower clean core valve. Then you attach the 1.5-inch blind caps, the racking arm and the second valve, the sampling valve, the pressure gauge and the PRV. That's it! So, there are already a variety of helpful accessories included for you to start fermenting beer in this unitank. But also, with the standard F40, there are a couple of things that could further improve your brewing. I go into these later in the video. Now we can take a close look at the tank. So one thing Brewtools did in order to lower the price of the F40 Light is to swap some parts for a POK version. But as a matter of fact, there are just two polyketone parts touching the beer. These are the sampling valve and the racking arm. The butterfly valves are actually very cleverly designed, because they have just one gasket for the whole thing, and that is made of EPDM, a long-lasting, heat and chemical resistant organic rubber. Which means the polyketone isn't touching the beer, just the EPDM does. But is it really bad if the polyketone is in contact with your beer? Polyketone is as durable as EPDM, and of course it is food safe too. But the biggest advantage, next to the reduced cost, is the ease of use of this valve. I tried dumping the yeast with it, and I can almost open it as smooth as a diaphragm valve, which makes the process super effective and comfortable. After 2 rounds of dumping, set apart just 1 day, there was almost no yeast inside, and the beer dropped almost clear after just 18 days of conditioning inside of the unitank. What else makes the light version different? Actually, there are just two parts that are not included in the light, as you can see in the table here. It is the neoprene jacket and the stainless steel blow-off tube, but you have a silicone tube included that works just as fine and is an emergency measure anyway. And which other accessories are more so useful for every Brewtools UNITANK? Like I mentioned earlier, this tank is almost ready to roll, except for you need to find a way how to package your beer. And for this you got two accessories that you can pick from. This is the 2-inch liquid ball lock adapter that you can purchase for a couple of dollars, so it's really affordable. But there's one problem with that. If you plan to do like a lot of heavily dry hop beers in the UNITANK, I would probably suggest you go with the Brewtools inline filter kit. I still have to package my beer, so I haven't already tried it out. But I guess if you are really like hoppy beers, you should definitely roll with that, because it definitely helps to reduce the chances of a clogged liquid post because of all the troop and sediment that might not have dropped out. The F40 Light is capable of holding 2 bars or 30 psi of pressure, so if you plan to do a lot of pressurized fermentation or spunding or anything along those lines, which I think you probably will, you should look into buying a spunding valve. And here are two options, which is the one that I got on the Mini Uni Plus, which is also more affordable, and it really helps to dial in the pressure precisely. Then there is the fancy one that got the bubble thing going on if you fill it with liquid, and it releases the pressure automatically. Another thing that I added to my setup for the F40 Light is a side glass, and this is very nice because it makes you able to see what is happening inside of your tank. And if you want to drop yeast like I did and like I did show you previously, I think it is just worth having. It doesn't add a lot of money, but it does add a lot of value in my opinion, and it looks nice. If you plan to do a lot of dry hop beers, you should also consider a hop dropper. I will just use the one that I got for the Mini Uni Plus. It is a 2-inch hop dropper, so I need to get an adapter for 3-inch, I think. It is on the lid to 2-inch, but after that I can just use it as I did previously. It works fine, and you should definitely consider buying it if you want to do a lot of dry hop beers. If you want to add external CO2 or you want to carbonate your beer in the tank, you have also two choices. You could either get the carbonation stone, which I didn't actually, or you could just get the 34mm gas post adapter basically. And what it does is it enables you to connect your CO2 tank to your fermenter and just to add more CO2 as you please. Last but not least on the list is the CIP spray ball, and this is something that you should definitely consider getting if you plan to do a CIP or clean in place, which I think you probably will, because it is just a really nice and very easy way to clean your tank. So is a light UNITANK worth it, or should you get the regular version? I feel like the light is more than enough of a UNITANK for me. It has the same features and the same ease of use. My first beer I fermented in it, a dark mild, came out phenomenal. Also, the blue silicone caps on the dark butterfly valves look amazing in my opinion. I seriously can't wait to ferment more beer in this tank and to upgrade it to the Brewtools FCS. And if you missed the video about it, watch it here.